Welcome back to the VisionQuest Sound Podcast. And on this show, we love to talk to creators and influencers who are making positive waves in our community. And in this episode, we're talking to the session singer, voice coach, Briana Lyn.
Hi, Philip.
And she's going to be taking us through some basic exercises that are excellent for creators, actors, and singers to warm up our speaking and singing voices, release tension in the morning, and to really set yourself up for success for the day. Let's get it. Thank you so much for being on our show, Briana.
Thank you, Philip.
So let's start off with this one. I think it would be a good idea if you could help me warm up for our conversation.
Cool.
If I just woke up, can you give me a quick warm up? About to do 4 podcasts today. What do I do?
So the first thing I would do is I would warm up your resonance, your resonating chamber, which a hum is a really good method for that because it's a way to release tension in the vocal cords, and it allows the voice to produce a resonance, which helps with projection, and it helps to get your breath engaged with your voice. So what I would do is I would just hum by exhaling through your nose first, so going and sighing. And I would start with your chest voice, meaning start with the part of your voice that's lower, where you feel the vibration in your chest. So you have to feel this sound more so than just listening for it. Feel it in your chest. So and then just sigh. And I would probably do that for maybe 1 to 2 minutes in your low voice, and then gradually increase to a higher pitches, but just starting that way. Your body is a resonating chamber. It has energy that's going through it, through your breath, through the oxygen, and your voice goes throughout your chest, into your nose, your mouth, up into the head. It's traveling through that. So when I say feel it in your chest, it's because the air is in the lower part of your voice. It's resonating in the lower chambers of your voice, which is your chest. So you're going to feel vibrations, like think of a drum. There's vibrations that's causing it to be a lower frequency. And so that's kind of the same thing with your singing. You're going to feel it in a different place. If it's in your lower voice, you're going to feel it in the chest. I would say this is just a good vocal warm-up. I was taught this in college to do this before any other warm-up, a humming exercise, and specifically gliding with your voice, because it also allows the air to sync up with the tones of your voice. So you're working on bridging the gaps between all of the tones in your voice. So sighing and gliding is a really good exercise to eliminate any tension between each of the notes in your voice or each of the tones. So I would do this maybe in the morning when you're just waking up. Everybody wakes up and yawns, right? And they go, oh! So you could even do that as well, where you just go, oh! Just a really relaxed yaw, like, oh sound. So that's one of the things I would say you can do for warm up. And then you can also do lip trills. I see this a lot with actors. When you think about speaking or singing, it requires breath, and breath is essential to sound. Without any oxygen, we wouldn't be able to speak. And oftentimes I hear people speaking and they're almost like they're holding their breath. They're going, I went to the store and I bought a pair of pants and I went and I'm just making up something. And there's not a lot of vocal inflection, meaning highs and lows. It's very, I went to the store and I got this, and it's almost as if they're holding their breath. Speaking and singing is expression. It's a way to express ourselves, right? And so the breath allows us to express ourselves. So we release air from our speaking voice and our singing voice, and that's what we sound like. If we're not releasing that air, then we're not going to be expressing ourselves, and people aren't going to really know who we truly are. So the breath is foundational. And so doing these exercises, it's almost like revving up an engine. It's almost like putting gas in the car. You won't really go very far unless you know how to drive the car, but also you have to have gas in the car. You have to have power. You have to have something to get it going. And the breath is what gets your voice going. So I think that's why these kinds of exercises are so good, because it's starting to engage those parts of your voice that have been kind of dormant. If you've been, sleeping for 8 hours, waking up, you just got to start vocalizing to get the breath going.
Wow. Thank you so much for that, Briana.
It was a pleasure. Very, very fun to do this.
And where can we go to follow you and learn more about what you do?
Sure. So I have a music studio, and my music studio site is brianalynstudios.com. And I also have a personal performing site where I showcase my life as a musician and as a singer, as well as an actor, and that site is brianalyn.com.
Hi, this is Philip from VisionQuest Sound. Thank you so much for listening today. If you enjoyed this episode, please support our podcast by donating any amount that's in your heart. It'll help us sustain future episodes, as well as support the artists and creators that are on this show. Thanks so much for listening. I'm Philip from VisionQuest Sound, signing off.